My first girlfriend was a tennis player, but she broke my heart. It was like love meant nothing to her. Welcome to Shave&Butcher for a rather traditional shave. Going to be straight razor shaving, as quite often this is a Tuckman razor out of Germany. Sublime, or Sublime perhaps. The soap of choice is a classic Italian shaving soap. It's been around for a long time. Cella, crema di barba. And the brush is made by Geoff Anderson. It's been soaking. It's a two-band Badger, a GA7. You can't see because the light in here is appalling. What can we do? I'm trying without the lamp today, because it's kind of bright outside. The sun is shining. The sun is shining in Sweden in November. Praise the Lord. I don't know what is going on. Because usually from the middle of October to March, it rains. And it's around zero. And there's a lot of wind where I live on the coast, on the west coast. It's just horrible. Where I live, people don't use umbrellas when it rains. It makes no sense, because you break them after 2 minutes because of the wind. Terrible. Yeah. So Cella is a almond smelling soap. It smells a bit like marzipan. Quite like it. It's not a bad soap either. It's nothing like the fancy artisan sort of stuff, but it is nice. I like it. I discovered it late, or rather recently, to be honest. I've ordered another 2 rather classic soaps, of which one maybe is an artisan soap, one isn't. It's more of a mass-produced thing that I've just never tried. So that's gonna come up when it arrives from Germany, I believe. I'd ordered it thanks to Gordon Christie, who put me onto a website. We'll see how they do. Then we'll talk about customer service and that sort of thing. Coming up in future videos, speaking of customer service, will be a customer service video about an American razor maker. But again, we'll see when the parcel arrives and see what we think. What do we have in terms of leather? Kinda nice. Pretty nice. I could work this leather quite a bit more. Take out all the bubbles, add more moisture. It just won't. It's long enough for a lot of people. Yeah, sometimes you want to make extra effort and do the super duper leather. Sometimes you don't, and that's okay. That's quite okay. This razor, by the way, is very nice. I think the leather is a little bit on the dry side, but it doesn't affect the shave really. It just won't drop off the razor. But I like, sometimes it's nice to try a different leather than you're used to. To see what you think, to see if your preferences have changed. But also, you know, to even more enjoy the crazy good leathers you make when you really make an effort. In terms of how the shave goes, there's no difference, because this leather is hydrated enough. It's just not a show leather. You know, and what is a show leather? Well, a show leather can be a really big one, Santa Claus, nice and thick and big. or it can be really, really moisturized ones, like the ones I usually do when the lather drops off the razor by gravity. So very nice. I think I'm also going to do a video sometime on different soap containers, especially different materials in soap containers, plastic versus aluminium, for example. There's been a bit of talk about that lately, and I think that's an interesting topic. It seems to get people well, I was going to say emotional, maybe not, but you know, really interested in talking about it. So maybe doing that. So lots of good stuff coming up. So if you haven't subscribed already, you better do it. Oops, there you go. It's a bit of a show lather after all, when it's in the right mood. So I'm doing a 2-pass shave, as I usually do. I've been shaving a bit with safety razors, DE razors, the one I got from Matti and my King C Gillette. And it's nice, you know, I still don't have the hang of the technique, but it's a nice change. But I'm back to a straight today, as I am most days. This razor is just fantastic. Honed by our very own Niklas Gudmundsson. Oh, he's got another razor. Oh, that's the dog. The dog's guarding the house while I'm back here. And he's a small dog, and he's inside, so he's not terrifying anyone. He probably is keeping burglars away though. Although where I live, I don't even lock the door if I'm away for an hour or so. Well, I do sometimes, but I feel I don't have to. Nice. And if I leave Doggo at home, I certainly don't have to lock the door. His problem is he kind of loves people, so his DNA forces him to bark at people walking by the house. You know, with some distance away, because there's a lawn and everything, but he still gets agitated. He mainly hates dogs. He loves people. So if a burglar would approach, he would bark for a little while, which is good. But then he would just fall in love with the burglar, and you know, if the burglar knows what he's doing, he's got a good chance of keeping the barking session kind of brief. But me and Dog have been outside in the garden quite a bit today. Beautiful day, and I had some cleaning up to do. We've moved the little guest house from one end of the terrain to another. It's not big, it's 3 by 5 meters. So for people who have not yet adapted to the metric system, 3 meters is about just shy of 10 feet. So 10 by 16 feet, I think. And to move it, we had to get a truck with a crane. So the crane guy, you know, attached to what do you say, slings to the foundation and just lifted it up. put it on the truck, at the back of the truck, and drove to the other side, and then lifted it off again, and lifted it a bit of, some distance. So it became a bit heavy. So we had to, or they had to take the door off and actually remove a few windows to make it lighter. And then it was okay. So it's in place now. But remember, I'll put in some photos. I may forget, so you'll have to imagine the lift. So cleaning up a bit after that. So it's in place, it has water and, what do you say, sewage? Is that the word? And power and heating, etc. And then I'm gonna get help because I need help and I don't have time. We're gonna insulate it properly and ventilate it properly and put in a small kitchen. And although it's small, it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be a nice guest house. And in a better location. So we're still planning to expand the little house we're in, summer house, make it bigger and, well, change basically everything and live here. And so hopefully in a year's time or year and a half, this will be the permanent place. Although this will be a kitchen instead of a bathroom. So kind of cool. We're still waiting for approval or permits from the town to do it. And after that, it's a matter of finding a builder, and then it's a matter of them having time to do it and getting all the material. So right now, I'm mainly fantasizing about my heating and a power system. So it's going to be, I think, ground heat. You drill a hole into the ground and you use like 200 meters, and you use a heat exchanger to it's like a reversed refrigerator. I don't know how it works, but you put in one entity of energy in the form of electricity that pumps the whole thing and runs the boiler, and you get 4 entities out. So it's like having your own little energy plant on the field. And we're changing the roof anyway, so the plan is to have integrated solar panels. So you actually, instead of putting solar panels on, you actually build a roof made out of solar panels, and that should take care of all the electricity needs and then some, and then you connect to the grid, so you sell some electricity. And then, of course, the sun doesn't shine during the night, so what do you do to balance that? Well, you can have a battery, but we're also going to have, at that time, probably 2 electric vehicles. You can use those as batteries and sort of charge when the sun shines, and not charge during the night, and yeah, it's all kinds of stuff coming. So you could almost become independent. Not quite in the winter, but in the summer for sure. Anyway, cool stuff. Costs lots of money, but it's a lot of fun. Stetson, again, like that stuff. And in this place, I don't have a heap. Doesn't matter. A heap of gear because they're at home. So we use what we can. Well, very nice. Going to take a dog for another walk now, and then we're off to the opera house to not watch opera, because we don't do that very much. We're going to watch a musical, a Swedish one, brand new, I think. So looking forward to that. It's Sunday, and then it's Monday, and it's work and a little bit of traveling, just by train inside Sweden. But it's a nice change, so hopefully that's going to go well. I hope you have a good Sunday, whatever is left of it, or a good whatever day it is when you watch this, and have a great week. Or as I often say, a decent week. Let's try and survive, at least. That's the minimum. If you have a good or a great week, even better. I'm gonna have have a nice coffee now, then walk with the dog, and then pack up and leave for a musical, where I hope I won't fall asleep. Because, you know, I like music. I just like to sleep as well. You know what it's like. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take care now and stay sharp.